My parents posted vacation photos from Italy captioned, "Finally a trip with only the real family." I wasn't invited. 3 days later my bank alert popped up. $11,400 charged from Athens hotels, restaurants, tours. All on my card. Then my brother accidentally texted me instead of my mom, "Relax, he never checks that account." I replied, "I just did." And reported every charge. 20 minutes later my phone started ringing. I'm scrolling through Instagram on a random Tuesday morning, coffee in hand, when I see it. My parents' smiling faces in front of the Coliseum. The caption reads, "Finally a trip with only the real family." Real family. I stare at those two words until they blur. I'm their daughter. I've been their daughter for 28 years. But apparently I don't qualify as real family anymore. No heads up. No invitation. Not even a courtesy text saying they were leaving the country. This post. With my brother Dylan, my sister-in-law Cheryl, and their 2 kids all grinning like they've won the lottery. Do you think that's normal? To find out your parents are on a European vacation through social media? I won't lie, I sat there for a solid 10 minutes just staring at my phone. Part of me wanted to comment something petty. Part of me wanted to call and scream. But mostly I just felt this hollow ache in my chest. Because this wasn't new. This was just the latest reminder that ever since Dylan got married 5 years ago, I'd slowly become optional. It started small. Forgotten birthdays. Calls that went to voicemail. Holidays where I'd show up and realize they'd already done the real celebration the day before, without me. My mom would smile and say, "Oh honey, we thought you were busy." My dad would just shrug and change the subject. But this felt different. This felt deliberate. I'm about to put my phone down when I noticed the location tag. Rome, Italy. Posted 2 hours ago. Which means they're already several days into this trip, and I had no idea they'd even left. Here's the thing about being the family scapegoat, and yes, I know that's what I am. You start to notice patterns. You start to see how they rewrite history, how they justify excluding you, how they make you feel crazy for being hurt. My therapist calls it gaslighting. I call it exhausting. So I do what I always do, I take a screenshot, I close Instagram, and I try to go about my day. I work from home as a freelance graphic designer, so at least I don't have to pretend to be okay in front of coworkers. I make another coffee. I open my laptop. I try to focus. But I can't stop thinking about that caption. Real family. What does that even mean? What did I do to become not real? 3 days pass. 3 days of me checking their Instagram obsessively, watching them post photos from the Trevi Fountain, the Vatican, some gorgeous restaurant overlooking the Amalfi Coast. Each post gets dozens of likes and comments from relatives and family friends. So beautiful. You all look so happy. Family goals. I don't comment. I don't like. I just watch. And then on day 3 I'm making lunch when my phone buzzes. A bank alert. My stomach drops before I even read it. Transaction alert. $847 charged to account ending in 4392. Merchant. Hotel Grande Athens, Athens, Greece. Athens? They're in Greece now? I blink at the screen. Then another alert comes through. Transaction alert. $1,240 charged to account ending in 4392. Merchant. Acropolis View Restaurant, Athens, Greece. My hands start shaking. That's my card. My account. The one I opened 6 years ago and barely use anymore because I switched banks. The one I keep meaning to close but never get around to. The one my parents have access to from when I was in college and they were still helping with emergencies. I log into my banking app with trembling fingers and there it is. A list of charges, all from the past 3 days. Hotels in Rome. Restaurants. Tour guides. Rental cars. All totaling $11,400. $11,400. Charged to my account. By my real family. Actually laugh. It's this horrible bitter sound that surprises me. Because of course they did this. Why wouldn't they? I'm not real enough to invite on the trip, but I'm real enough to pay for it. Can you even imagine? Can you imagine discovering your family is financing their dream vacation with your money while simultaneously posting about how you're not really part of the family? I'm staring at the screen trying to decide what to do when another notification pops up. A text message. From Dylan. Relax, he never checks that account. I read it once. Twice. 3 times. He meant to send that to mom. He's telling her not to worry because I never check that old account so I won't notice the charges. My fingers move before my brain catches up. I just did. 3 dots appear immediately. Then disappear. Then appear again. I don't wait for his response. I'm already on the phone with my bank's fraud department. Yes, I need to report fraudulent charges on my account. I say, my voice surprisingly calm. Multiple unauthorized transactions totaling over $11,000. The representative is professional, efficient. She walks me through the process. I confirm that yes, these are definitely unauthorized. No, I did not give anyone permission to use this card. Yes, I want to dispute every single charge. We'll issue you a new card and start the investigation immediately, she says. The merchants will be notified within 24 hours. Thank you, I breathe. As soon as I hang up, my phone explodes. Dylan's calling. I decline it. He calls again. Decline. A text from Mom, call me now. Another from Dad, what the hell did you do? I turn my phone face down and walk away. Because here's what you need to understand. I'm done. I'm done being treated like I don't matter. I'm done being used. I'm done apologizing for existing. They want to know what I did? I protected myself. I reported theft. Because that's what this is. Theft. My phone keeps buzzing. 20 minutes of non-stop calls and texts. I finally pick it up and scroll through the messages. Mom, you're going to ruin this entire trip. Dylan, are you serious right now? Do you know what you just did? Cheryl, this is so selfish. We have kids with us. Dad, call me immediately. This is unacceptable. Not one of them says, we're sorry. Not one of them says, we should have asked. Just anger that I had the audacity to notice. What would you have done? Would you have let it go? Would you have paid for a trip you weren't invited to? I screenshot every message. Every single one. Because I have a feeling I'm going to need them. Then I finally answer the phone. It's Mom and she's screaming before I even say hello. Do you have any idea what you've done? The hotel is refusing to let us check in. They're saying the card was reported as fraudulent. We're stranded, Bailey. Stranded. With your niece and nephew. Bailey. That's me. The non-real family member who's apparently supposed to fund everyone's vacation. You used my card without permission, I say quietly. You gave us permission. Years ago. For emergencies. College emergencies. Not European vacations I wasn't invited to. There's a pause. Then, oh, don't be so dramatic. We were going to pay you back. When? Comfortable. But not this time. The phone rings again. I answer. You're unbelievable, he hisses. Do you know Mom's crying? Do you care at all? Did you care when you used my money without asking? Oh my God, you're not poor. You can afford it. That's not the point, Dylan. Then what is the point? To punish us? To ruin our vacation because you're jealous. Jealous. I'm jealous that they stole from me. The point, I say slowly, is that you excluded me from a family trip, called me not real family on social media, and then stole over $11,000 from me without even asking. And now you're mad that I noticed. We didn't steal. What do you call using someone's card without permission? He goes quiet. Then, you're really going to do this? You're really going to leave us stranded in a foreign country? You left me behind first, I say. Figure it out. I hang up again. And then I do something I should have done years ago. I call my Aunt Stephanie, Dad's sister. The one person in this family who's ever actually treated me like I matter. She answers on the second ring. Bailey? Honey, what's wrong? And I tell her everything. The Instagram post. The charges. The phone calls. When I finish, there's a long silence. Then, oh sweetheart. I'm so sorry. Your parents. They've gotten worse since Dylan got married, haven't they? It's not a question. She knows. They stole from me, Aunt Steph. I know. And you did the right thing reporting it. Don't you dare feel guilty. They're calling me selfish. Of course they are. Because holding them accountable feels like an attack when they're used to you just taking it. I start crying then. Big ugly sobs. Because someone finally gets it. Someone finally sees what they've been doing to me. Stay strong, baby, Aunt Stephanie says. This is going to get worse before it gets better. But you did the right thing. I promise you did the right thing. We talk for another hour. She tells me stories about my parents, about how they've always played favorites, about how my grandmother, her and Dad's mom, used to call them out on it before she died. She loved you so much, Aunt Stephanie says softly. She'd be proud of you for standing up for yourself. When we hang up, I feel steadier. Not okay, but steadier. My phone keeps buzzing. More calls. More texts. More guilt trips and accusations. But I don't answer. Because here's what I'm realizing. This isn't just about the money. This is about years of being treated like I'm less than. Like I'm the problem. Like I should be grateful for whatever scraps of attention they throw my way. And I'm done with that. So very soon I'm going to tell you exactly what happened when they got home. And trust me, you won't believe what my mother had the audacity to say to me. You want to know what happened when they got home? They didn't come home. Not right away. Because after I reported the charges, they suddenly found another way to pay. Dylan's credit card worked just fine. Turns out they were never actually stranded, they just wanted me to feel guilty enough to fix it for them. The Instagram posts continued. Santorini sunsets. Making memories with our loves. I screenshotted every single one. And Stephanie called me every day. How are you holding up? I'm okay, I'd lie. Because I wasn't. I was furious and hurt and second-guessing myself constantly. Was I wrong? Should I have just paid for it? But then I'd remember they stole from me. And they weren't even sorry. Do you think I overreacted? 2 weeks later they came back. I knew because Mom posted, "Home sweet home" after the most amazing family adventure. Italy, Greece, red heart. 3 days of silence after that. Then my doorbell rang. Mom, Dad, and Dylan. All standing on my porch. I opened the door but didn't invite them in. Yes. Mom's smile was tight. Can we come in? We need to talk. We can talk here. Dad sighed. Bailey, don't be childish. What do you want? Dylan stepped forward. We came to clear the air. This got out of hand. You mean the part where you stole $11,000 from me? Mom flinched. We didn't steal. We borrowed. Without asking. That's called stealing. We're family, Dad said firmly. Family helps each other. We've helped you plenty of times. When have you helped me financially? Mom waved her hand. We're not keeping a ledger. That's not how family works. Right. So why are you throwing it in my face? Silence. Can we please come inside and talk like adults? Dylan asked. Adults ask before using someone else's credit card. Adults include their daughter in family vacations. Adults don't post about real family while stealing from the fake ones. Mom's eyes went wide. Is that what this is about? That post? You're being ridiculous. Then why wasn't I invited? Because you make everything difficult. Mom exploded. You're always so sensitive, always creating drama. We wanted one trip where we could relax. There was what they really thought of me. Get off my porch, I said quietly. Bailey. Get my porch. We're trying to be the bigger people here, Dylan said. We came to reconcile. By not apologizing, by blaming me, that's being the bigger people. Mom pulled out a check. Here, we're paying you back. Every penny. So you can stop being vindictive. I took it, looked at it. $11,400. Then I tore it in half. Mom gasped. Dad's face went red. I don't want your money. I want an apology. A real one. We're trying to apologize. Mom shrieked. You haven't apologized once. You've blamed me, called me sensitive, then tried to buy your way out. Fine. Dad bellowed. I'm sorry we hurt your precious feelings. Is that what you want? I looked at him. My father. When did he start treating me like a burden? No. That's not good enough. Then what do you want? Dylan demanded. I want you to leave. And I want you to think about how you've treated me. Not just this trip. Everything. The forgotten birthdays. The events I find out about after they happen. The group chats I'm not in. Making me feel like I'm begging for scraps of attention. Mom was crying. Bailey, that's not fair. When you're ready to actually apologize, we can talk. But until then, I'm done. I'm done begging you to love me. I closed the door. Locked it. Through the peephole I watched them stand there. Then they left. My phone buzzed. Dylan, you're going to regret this. Cheryl, you've destroyed this family. Then Aunt Stephanie, your dad called me crying. I told him he deserved every word. I'm so proud of you. I cried. The relief kind of crying. Because I didn't feel guilty. I felt free. But I wasn't done. Not even close. I realized everyone in the family had watched me get excluded for years. And they'd said nothing. Except Aunt Stephanie. So I called her. I need your help planning Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving? That's 6 months away. I'm hosting it this year. And I'm inviting everyone. She laughed. You're taking over the family holiday. I'm reclaiming my place in this family. I love it. Count me in. I sent personal invitations to everyone. Cousins I hadn't talked to in years. Uncle Rich. Aunt Diane. My 92-year-old grandpa. Real cards in the mail. Most people said yes immediately. A few were confused. Wasn't Mom hosting like always? Aunt Diane called. Your mother is very upset about this. I'm sure she is. She says you're splitting the family. I'm hosting a dinner. If that splits the family, it was already pretty fragile. She laughed. Fair point. We'll be there. 2 weeks later, Mom texted, I can't believe you're doing this. Thanksgiving is my holiday. I've hosted for 23 years. I didn't respond. Fine. Be selfish. We'll have our own Thanksgiving. Was I wrong to take over Thanksgiving? Or was it time to shake things up? Months passed. Summer came and went. I didn't hear from my parents or Dylan. But I kept in touch with Aunt Stephanie, Uncle Rich, and started having regular calls with Grandpa. Your grandmother always said you were special, he told me once. Said you had her spirit. She worried your parents would try to break that. They almost did. But they didn't. She'd be real proud of you, Bailey girl. Then in early November I got a text from an unknown number. Hey Bailey, it's Madison. Can I come to your Thanksgiving? Dad said I can't, but I really want to see you. My niece. Dylan's 8-year-old daughter. My heart broke. I called Dylan immediately. What? He answered. Madison texted me. She's not coming. We already told her. She's 8 years old. She just wants to see her aunt. Well, her aunt should have thought about that before she made this a war. I didn't make this a war. I stopped letting you treat me like garbage. He hung up. Madison kept texting. Please? I miss you. I made you a drawing. She sent a photo. A crayon picture of us holding hands with a heart around us. Bailey and Madison best friends. I sobbed. Then I texted Dylan. I'm inviting Madison and Connor to Thanksgiving. If you don't want to come, fine. But they're my family too. His response, you go near my kids and I'll file a restraining order. I sent it to Aunt Stephanie. Am I crazy? He's panicking. You're messing up their narrative. Madison's text shows you're not the bad guy. He was right. And I realized something. My revenge wasn't going to be some big dramatic gesture. It was just going to be living well. Being present. Being the person they said I wasn't. Being real family. So I kept planning. I bought a bigger table. Planned the menu. Made place cards for 23 people. And I made 3 extra. 1 for Mom. 1 for Dad. 1 for Dylan. Just in case. Aunt Stephanie saw them when she came to help prep. You think they'll come? No. But I want them to know they were invited. That I didn't exclude them. He hugged me. Your grandmother would be so proud. Thanksgiving morning arrived. My house smelled like turkey and pie. Aunt Stephanie and Uncle Rich came early. Then cousins. Aunt Diane's family. Grandpa. The house filled with laughter and actual warmth. At 2 p.m. the doorbell rang. Mom, Dad, and Dylan stood there. They looked small. Uncomfortable. Hi, Mom said quietly. Hi. Can we come in? I stepped aside. There are place cards for you. Mom's eyes filled with tears. You saved us seats? You're my family. Even when you don't act like it. Mom broke then. He hugged me. Really hugged me. I'm so sorry. Bailey, I'm so sorry. Dad's voice was gruff. We've been terrible to you. Dylan managed. I'm sorry too. Perfect apologies? Oh. Magically fixed? Absolutely not. But it was a start. And you know what I did next? Something that changed everything. Thanksgiving was awkward at first. Mom kept dabbing her eyes. Dad couldn't look at me. Dylan sat stiff next to Cheryl, who looked miserable. But then Grandpa started telling stories about Grandma, and Uncle Rich cracked terrible jokes, and slowly the tension eased. Madison climbed into my lap. I missed you, Aunt Bailey. I held her tight. I missed you too. Dylan saw it. His face flickered with something. Guilt, maybe. After dinner, Mom found me in the kitchen. Can we talk? I dried my hands. Okay. I've been thinking about what you said. You were right. About all of it. She took a shaky breath. After Dylan got married, I got caught up in being a grandmother. Somewhere along the way, I started seeing you as an outsider because you didn't fit that picture. And when you got hurt, I called you sensitive instead of looking at what I was doing wrong. It was the most honest thing she'd said in years. The Italy trip was selfish, she continued. We told ourselves it would be easier without you. We didn't even think about how that would make you feel. I failed you as a mother. I'm so sorry. It wasn't just the trip, Mom. It was years of this. I know. I want to fix it. I want to do better. Do you think I should have forgiven her right then? I squeezed her hand. I'm not going back to how things were. I'm not shrinking myself anymore. If you want to fix this, things have to actually change. They will. I promise. Dad came in. Bailey, I owe you a real apology too. He sat heavily at the table. I went along with your mother and Dylan. I never stood up for you. I'm your father. I'm supposed to protect you. And instead I hurt you. His voice broke. I'm so damn sorry. I'd never seen him cry before. I knelt by his chair. I forgive you both. But things have to change. They will, he promised. Dylan appeared. Can I talk to you? He sat across from me. I've been the worst. I knew I was the favorite and I used it. The credit card thing was my idea. I told them you wouldn't notice, that we could pay you back. Then when you caught us, I tried to make you the villain because I couldn't handle being wrong. Why? Because I'm an idiot. I was scared you'd ruin the trip. Which is insane because we ruined it by stealing from you. He rubbed his face. Madison asks about you constantly. And Cheryl told me I was destroying our family because I couldn't admit I was wrong. Cheryl said that? She did. She's freaking out in the living room thinking you hate her. I don't hate her. Will you talk to her? Yeah. He stood. I'm going to do better. Madison and Connor will know their aunt. Really know her. And I'll stop acting like we're competing for mom and dad's attention. We were never competing. You already had it. He flinched. You're right. That's going to change. I talked to Cheryl, who apologized through tears. I hugged my niece and nephew. I sat with Grandpa. And I felt like I belonged in my own family again. But rebuilding trust doesn't happen overnight. Over the next months, things slowly changed. Mom called regularly, actually called to talk not just when she needed something. Dad invited me to lunch weekly. Dylan included me in plans. Madison video called to show me her drawings. Were there slip-ups? Yeah. Mom forgot to invite me to Dylan's birthday dinner, then called crying to apologize. Dad called me too sensitive during an argument, then immediately apologized. But they were trying. Actually trying. The real test came 6 months later. Your father and I are planning a trip to Ireland for our anniversary, Mom said. We'd love for you to come. You and Dylan. All of us. I froze. Mom, I can't afford. Our treat. For everyone. We want to do this right this time. Was I terrified? Yes. Terrified it would be Italy all over again. But Aunt Stephanie said, sometimes you have to let people prove they've changed. So I went. And it was amazing. We explored Dublin together. Visited the cliffs of Moher. Had dinners where everyone actually included me. One night at a pub, Dylan raised his glass. To Bailey. For refusing to let us treat her like crap. For forcing us to be better. We don't deserve you, but we're grateful you gave us another chance. Everyone raised their glasses. Mom was crying happy tears. Don't make me regret it, I said. He grinned. I'll try not to. On the last night, Mom and I walked along the beach. Thank you for not giving up on us, she said. For fighting for your place in this family. I almost did. After Thanksgiving, I almost decided it wasn't worth it. What changed your mind? Madison. And remembering what Grandma would want. Mom was quiet. Then, I'm putting you in charge of Christmas this year. What? You did a beautiful job with Thanksgiving. Christmas should be yours too. So I hosted Christmas. Madison helped me decorate cookies. Connor read The Night Before Christmas, even though he could barely read. Dylan and I wrapped presents without fighting. Mom asked for my opinions instead of just telling me what to do. Dad pulled me aside Christmas Eve. Your grandmother would be so proud of the woman you've become. And so am I. I cried into his shoulder. Were we perfect? No. But we were real family now. Not the Instagram version where everyone pretends. The version where people mess up and apologize and mean it. Where everyone has a place at the table. And that credit card? They paid me back in full, even though the bank had refunded me. This isn't to make it go away, Mom said. What we did was theft. We're making it right. I framed that torn check from Thanksgiving. Hung it in my office as a reminder. Never let anyone make you feel like you're asking for too much when all you're asking for is basic respect. So what do you think? Did they really change, or am I being naive? If you've ever felt like the outsider in your own family, I want you to know. It's not you. It was never you. You deserve to be valued. You deserve to take up space. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is refuse to accept anything less. If this story resonated with you, I'd love it if you hit that like button. And if you think I should have done something differently, please share your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your perspective. Thank you for listening. And remember, you're real family to someone. Maybe to a lot of someone's. Don't ever forget that.